everybody, and welcome to CTN Sports Game of the Week. I'm Nick Wisniewski, along with Kevin, the Mayor Bryant, at his alma mater on a mostly sunny afternoon here in Southeast Michigan. As you can see, looking down at Riverbank Stadium, we've got the Pioneers, the visiting Pioneers, taking on your alma mater Rats. Kevin, what are we looking at here? More than just the records.
Well, unfortunately for my River Rats, they're going up against an ornery bunch today. The Pioneers were on a heater coming into their last match. They were on, I believe, a 7-game win streak, and then they met up against the Hornets, and they got stung. So now Huron has to really weather the storm and all these clouds that are coming through, and some of the clouds are in our windows.
That's a thing that happens sometimes up here, but we persevere as per usual. Second meeting between these two squads, yes?
Indeed. And in the first one, it was a 3-1 match, very close until the second half when the Pioneers pulled away. Both keepers are the same. We got Molly Burke in the cage for the Pioneers, as well as, it looks like number 1, Annie Pinsky for the Rats.
That one sent up number 3, Ayla Tyndall, one of the captains here for the Rats. Now, the Rats' record, not amazing as of right now, but they have been known to put some points up on the board.
They've scored almost, I saw them down 2 or 3 times this year. So, yeah, they can put up some points, but, again, you got to check the competition. Both of those games were against Dexter.
That one goes out along the end line. I believe they're going to say that was off of the River Rats. Probably, I think that might have been off of Charlotte Wright. And we'll have upcoming corner kick here shortly. Look at that shot right on the line. Just crushing it down there as our camera ops all ready today.
Yeah, and they're crushing it through all this crazy weather we've been having in Southeast Michigan. I got a frost alert on my phone. Can you believe that? It's May on tomorrow.
Little windy, little chilly. If in my soccer days, I didn't mind. I'd actually prefer to play in a day like this. Maybe a little less wind versus those hot, really even warm
I'm sure
or super
the keepers
sunny
don't
days.
like this wind as well either.
No, that's true. There's going to be a lot to it. That's something to think about. You know, if you've got a shot more than 10 yards out, you want to probably toe that thing and get a little knuckle and let the wind do what it may.
You saw in that last corner right there, the ball almost went through the goalpost because it wasn't bending like Beckham. I mean, it just the wind just grabs it and just pushes it at least 5 or 6 feet.
Nice shot up there, trying to be one, but 2 players collide. That's number 11. That's Mina Layson for the Rats, and I believe number 10 for Pioneer. Macy Anderson.
And here's our first replay of the day, and you can see both those legs come together, and ouch, I'm glad to see no one is going to the sideline after a play like that.
Yeah, I think neither player really seemed to have too much of an awareness of where the other was because both of their legs were up, heading right towards each other.
And again, I could see that the ball got hung in the air on that play, and you know, they were both players, like you said, they came together, but the ball was hanging in the air. That kind of just took away the momentum from each player.
Yeah, and where they were both trying to meet that, it wasn't one of those high balls where you're trying to fight that person next to you and try to get up into the head. It was mid-level, eye level, so that's where a lot of that confusion probably came from.
Morale Nar, the head coach for the River Rats, was telling me defense is the name of the game. A lot of the way that they've come away with their 3 of their wins this year have been precipitated by their defense. So you can see them trying to kick this ball out and set their defense and not have these transition breakaways.
There's a nice send into the corner to Mila Strandstrom. Sandstrom trying to work, but against 2 Rats. Makes a nice move off to her left before centering pass. But an outstanding job by this Rat defense, like you said. Oh, and that one right off the fingertips of Annie Pinsky. I'm sure that she's going to say she's going to want that one back.
Yeah, and that was an unfortunate. That was a hard kick by the senior midfielder, Sofia Ortega, on the goal. And that's a real early goal. Not even 4 minutes into the match, she gets it in, and man, Pinsky had that one in her grasp and just, you know, off of the replay. Let's see this one come in. It came in with some steam as well, too. And she had it initially, but then it just came out and just really trickled into the net. You might have thought she could have really dove down on the ball after the initial catch right there, maybe dive after it, but her head was upfield trying to see where she was going to release that pass.
Yeah, that was a nice job of getting the pass. It seemed like she was going to take that shot from way out, but instead she just scooted her to her right a little bit, then released the shot. And I wonder if Pinsky was a little taken off by that, but you're right, she was right there. She seemed to have it in her breadbasket, but fell through.
And again, you saw the difference between putting a little bit of speed on it. That's Solanas playing it out of bounds on that play. And again, they're trying to set up. There's our camera guy on the edge down there. Ryan was holding down that shot you like so well.
Oh, no shorts today, I see.
Yeah, Ryan, he's a man of the weather. He doesn't mind feeling the effects of the wind, as I do.
Yeah, we got some beautiful fall weather here in southeast Michigan right now. But I digress. Inbound pass here by number 8 for the Pioneers.
Good play there, kicking it back.
There's Ortega, that's your goal scorer.
And I was looking at Gubiani, Lucinda Gubiani on the back kick. She put her heel into that ball and really centered it. Again, Pioneer starting off with a lot of possession, Nick.
Yeah, they've done a nice job of bringing it down and holding it in, and it really has been a lack of the River Rats getting it away from them also. That one scooted by, and I wonder if Pinsky was trying to get into that one and just didn't have enough effort to get over there and pick that one up.
A second corner kick that just floated. It looked like a kite going between the air. I mean, it just nowhere near coming down into a kicking or scoring opportunity for the Pioneers.
Yeah, the wind 100% took that one and pushed it out. So your corner kickers are going to need to adjust for that a little bit. Maybe take a couple of steps back, lick the finger, and stick it up in the air like the old days. You can't pick up the grass and throw it and check that for wind.
No, you can't pick up any grass on fields nowadays, right? I mean,
not a thing anymore.
All turf.
I suppose you can try.
And that's one of the things I heard about the World Cup coming over. In some of the stadiums where they're going to be playing in, they're putting in their own grass field. NFL players would love them to keep it.
Yeah,
but they're going to go
right.
back to this field turf stuff where you can tear your knee up.
Inbound pass, aggressive header there by the Pioneers, and they're going to get it back into their end zone. One-touch pass. Nice job and a righty down low, saved by Annie Pinsky, but amazing setup there by the Pioneers. Great opportunity.
Job going down to her legs that time and not allowing that same mistake happen twice in a row in the first half here. And the way she got down and looked like a shortstop, really corralling, putting her body in behind her hands to make sure if it did slip out, the next time it wasn't. This time it was not going to slip out. Man, what a pass there.
Yeah, really solid give and go from Riley McDonald. And you're right. What Pinsky did there was a complete back to basics move, right?
Exactly.
After that first miscue, she's saying, "All right, I've got to make sure that I watch everything into my hands." And here's an open opportunity here for number 3, Ayla Tyndall. Tyndall all by herself decides to make a move to her right. Fancy footwork, but taken away by the Pioneer D.
Yeah, getting back into the action there was, it looks like that's McGowan, Isabel, getting back on the defense for the Pioneers.
And now the Pioneers off and running on the left-hand side, the top of your television or computer or phone.
And that's exactly what Coach McNary did not want to see. Coach Nair, I'm sorry, for the Rats. And this is that quick transition that Pioneer can employ on you. And they do a great job of really pressing the action upfield.
Yeah, extremely quick out of a real opportunity for the Rats into their own fast break situation coming up the left-hand side. Another good move, left foot center. Picked up by the River Rats getting out in front. And now they're going to try to send as many long balls forward and play the exact same game. Only 2 forwards by the looks of things for the Rats. I'm trying to figure out exactly who's a midi and who's not right now, but they're definitely playing a sparse attack.
Yeah, and that's, again, how the River Rat defense is trying to play back and not try to overextend themselves, even on the offensive end. This is just to put the ball upfield and allow their defense to set.
Yeah, there was Tyndall sending that forward, and one of the Pioneers hit the dirt something. rough. As number 4, Marisol Bennett, I believe. Header into Mia Carruthers. Carruthers tried to send that one deep. Recovered by Fiona Bullman.
How many headers have we seen so far in this first half?
More than a couple, and I'm here for it. Let's see some more. Nice send into the corner, but just a little too far for Bullman.
And again, you can see the team speed by the Pioneers. They're just a step ahead of the Rats right now.
Yeah, other than a sweet bicycle kick, there's nothing more satisfying as a soccer player than a good quality head.
Especially if you can really put some steam behind it. And that's what we've seen so far a couple times, you know, really catching it in your forehead and placing it where you want to put it, not having it ricochet off the side.
Yeah, that or you don't want to catch it off the top of the crown of your head. That's a good way to see some stars afterwards.
Exactly.
I should say a well struck head. That's the second best thing for any soccer player. Or footballer, depending on which side of the pond we're talking about. There's Riley McDonald again.
Hey, look at 99 out there. Is that McDonald?
Yeah.
She's only a freshman for the Pioneers, out there with a little bit of extra gear in her hand, too.
Yeah, she's had a couple of nice passes, a couple of nice sends, and she's working hard. She's got something going on her left hand there as well. I wonder if it's some sort of a brace. It's a Freddy Krueger claw. I'm not entirely sure what it is.
The last attack she had, she was just fending off the Huron defender with that left hand. Makes things easy when you got a little extra apparatus on you. Look at that.
Yeah, that might be, man, broken wrist maybe, or maybe like a broken bone in there. That could be a cast. Covered up, obviously. You can't have a full-on hard cast out there. Not that that's even a thing anymore. That's at least sort of the way it looks like to me. It doesn't look like one of those sliding gloves that your baseball players
No. That looks like
something a little more serious.
Yeah. That's good action by the Huron defense, coming up and really squeezing the ball right when it was coming in the scoring area.
And the River Rats have done a pretty nice job of their defense getting in there into those passing lanes. And there's a send for Tyndall. Almost got it through. Man, they are banking on trying to get a pass through to Ayla Tyndall.
And you can see that Huron is really concentrating on that pass forward, too. I mean, they're really putting the ball on the carpet, not allowing it to catch up into this breezy air. And it's really picking up speed when they're doing those carpet passes.
Yeah, that's a great call. I mean, and anything on the ground is going to be that much more controllable. So if you get it foot to foot, that's what you're looking for. As opposed to maybe
just
something like that. Not a little less what you want to do. But also if you're the Rats, you just, man, let's get it out of our zone for a couple of minutes. Give these defenders a bit of a break. It looks like they've got minimum 6 defenders and maybe a midfielder that sags pretty hard as well. So you said it, like defense is where it's at for this River Rat squad, and they're stacking up for such a defense against a really, really chaotic offense for the Pioneers.
And here it comes again. I mean, no let up from the Pioneers.
Nice job there. There's Sandstrom once again, brought that in, and another good left foot from the top of the field. And there's Ortega one more time. She's like, hey, let me try this thing again.
Yeah, Ortega, kind of similar shot where she put a lot of pepper on it. That time, Pinsky did a good job of bouncing the ball right in front of her off of this right strong kick, right off of her foot. Pretty stiff.
Yeah, she had a nice spin on it, too. I wonder if she didn't quite get that back foot planted, but she did a nice job of receiving that pass. Little flick to the right so she could get one more foot down and send that in.
And it looks like when the Pioneers, their strategy when they get on their offensive end is to really move the Huron defense. They're playing that ball to teammates as opposed to what the Rats are doing, going straight for that opening home run kind of pass and score.
Sandstrom couldn't get to that Ortega pass, but the Pioneers, I believe, are going to maintain possession here. We'll have Ortega tossing this one in.
Yeah, McDonald can't toss it in, right? Not with that thing on our hand.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. There's Sandstrom coming in strong, trying to make something happen. And I didn't see the call on that one. Another Sophia Ortega throw in.
Oh, nice deke.
Good move by Sandstrom.
Huron has some good strong kickers. I mean, they're putting the ball with some speed on it, right through the teeth of their defense, and you would think they would try to advance the ball to the outside.
Right, you are. Some strong kicks from this Riverette defense so far. But you're right, power and accuracy tend to be two very different things, especially at the high school level. It's a rarity where you're going to get a player with both of those things. You're having a little bit of a problem corralling that ball in there before Charlotte Wright.
So you can see what Pinsky was dealing with as well, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right. Ortega quickly moves that one up.
Good job keeping that one in. Pioneer seems to be really slanted to the near side of us, away from the press box on all of their attacks. They're coming from this right side, left side of the keeper.
Well, and I think it really just does stem from Ortega and Sandstrom, right? They seem to be two of their top players. They are excellent at maintaining possession, and they've got some power in those cleats as well.
Do you find that in high school soccer where because you mainly dominant right-sided kickers?
Oh yeah, definitely, almost definitely. You know, it's these kids have been playing soccer their whole lives. Like this tends to be one of those sports where they're playing from a very small age. So they do work on their left, and you will get those players that could be a little bit ambidextrous. But still, at the end of the day, the percentage of lefties versus righties is what, like 12% of the population, 15% of the population. So it's going to be right-footed dominant. So when you get that southpaw, you really want to utilize them.
Wow, that's coming out of the cage.
Man, and she took a little punishment from Sandstrom, too, and there's
Wide
one more
open.
Great job out front by Mia Carruthers to get in front of that one and probably save a goal.
Boy, Maria Carruthers really giving it up for the River Rats here. I mean, you can see first just way out of the cage was Pinsky, but look at Carruthers. Good job of turning it around because, man, if not, she would have took that one and probably lost some wind.
And that was a really savvy play by Sandstrom, who banged into Pinsky. She could have just turned around and half-heartedly just slammed something towards the goal, but she had the wherewithal to center it out and give it to somebody else a better look at it. Exactly right.
No real quality attack so far from the River Rats, and that's playing into the Pioneers' wheelhouse. Just this offense has just been on go.
Yeah, that's a great assessment of where we're at. There's no quality opportunities yet for the Rats. They've had it in their zone a couple of times, kinda. I can definitely see what they're trying to do, getting the ball up to Tyndall, but just hasn't hit quite yet.
And see that pass there, you got two people in the same area. You want to spread it out just a little bit more if you're the Rats.
Right, you are. Now here we have the Rats trying to make something happen in the middle. Yeah, that's the other problem is a lot of this offense is going to start at midfield, and if they don't have those players that get those accurate passes or can't put a solid pass with some pace under it to get it by their midi opponents, it's going to be a tough day for the Rats. Whereas from the Pioneers, we have seen Sophia Ortega listed as a midfielder, I believe.
But she's been down in the scrum. She really has.
An attacking midfielder. We'll call her AM. And we do have 22 minutes to go here in this first half. Pioneers up 1-0 from Huron High School.
Early goal, too. I mean, that really should be a 0-0 match so far. I think that one really caught Pinsky, that early shot and score. Just caught her so fast on her body and hands, and you could see on that replay we showed that her head turned around and was looking upfield. She really thought she had it. So
yeah, you're right about that. It's tough when you're already a defensive team. You already stack yourself on defense. You get yourself in a early hole.
Feet coming together once again by both teams there. But again, I want the River Rats. Good move there put her foot right on top of the ball, though. I'd like to see a little bit more team spacing from these Riverettes.
Yeah, I think that's also a really great assessment of what the Rats aren't doing right now. You're right, especially in the midfield area, they tend to be clumping.
Yeah.
Yep. And that obviously plays right into your opponent's needs. That means less players out there that need to muck things up because you're doing it to yourself. Great job bodying and winning that play by Mia Carruthers.
And that was a good job. Huron will take over on that free kick coming up here. But Carruthers is, again, like you said, using her body. And that's what you have to do. If you're one of the bigger players out here, show your size, because Pioneer definitely has the speed if you want to put these two on the track that's surrounding this pitch.
Slinus with the long indirect kick, trying to make something happen to those upwards attackers. There's Carruthers again. Off Tyndall's outside foot, and the Pioneers just quick to pick up any sort of bounce or rebound off another player's foot.
This is still a win right now, this last couple minutes for the Riverettes, by playing it in the middle of the field and not into their zone totally, though.
Yeah, I would completely agree with that, because when the ball's in midfield, that gives you a chance, your goaltender, to sit back and see the field a little bit more, maybe start calling things out for those defenders to get open and make a chess move or around the world pass. Yes, absolutely.
Some of the Rats dodging the ball. You need to put yourself back into the mix. Don't get out of the way when that ball is coming your way.
Yeah, embrace the contact, right?
Exactly. If you're going away from it, this is what happens. You allow Pioneer to set up an easy throw-in and set their offense. And if you're not, if you're doing the opposing of that, you're dictating what's going to happen as opposed to playing defense totally.
Yeah, you're right. And I do wonder if a little bit of that has to do with having a sophomore goaltender, right? If you've got a goaltender that's seen a few more varsity games, they are more likely to be calling out to you as a defender and saying, get in there, get here, get here, get here. Mini wall about to be set up here for the Riverettes, but that was way close.
I'm glad to see the ref take over and move them back a little bit, because that was smothering the Pioneer kicker.
This feels far, though, to me. He walked them off. It's supposed to be 10 yards, but, man, that feels like a lot farther than 10 to me from this angle.
Especially from the starting angle from the kicker coming in.
Nice boot up, out in front of the net, and you are correct. Great eye. You saw that right from the jump.
Yeah.
Goal number 2 for Pie High.
Goal Pioneer. The score is Pioneers 2, Huron 0.
And so number 12 on the, and that was Breen on the coming in. And then that's what we love to see. We're talking about headers, and that's exactly what we get out of that one for 16.
Is that Isabel McEwen, apparently, allegedly?
Yeah, and I love the way that ball, she allowed the defender to get out of position, and she put her head right onto the ball with a lot of steam, like you were saying, and she put it into the corner of the cage.
Oh, just a perfect, picture-perfect lead from that left foot kick. It was up in the air for seemingly forever, had the perfect spin. That's exactly on the goalpost like you want. As a defender, there's almost nothing you can do about that. Where are you going? And you're backing up the whole way. So a great job, great goal by McEwen.
Above average execution there by the Pioneers.
Yeah, all around, well done. 17:38 to go here in this first half as the Pioneers take a 2-0 lead.
Looks like that was Carruthers going to the bench for the Riverettes, getting a little bit of a break before the half.
Here's Tyndall sending that ahead to number 8, Fiona Bullman. Bullman trying to get in there, but man, the Pioneers defense just as quick as their attackers,
exactly.
beating these players to the corners, beating them to their own passes. And that one sent just a little beyond the attackers' line for the Rats, and now Pioneer coming up the other side. A lot of space in front of Ortega. Nobody's stepping up quite yet.
Got to mark your man.
Quick passing by the Pioneers. This is a crisp play as of right now. Maya Borgsdorf coming down, and that one just scooted off of her foot.
Yeah, the senior tried to do a little give and go move on that play. They'll still retain possession. It looks like we got a corner coming up.
Really sharp passing by Pie High coming up the right side there, though.
Now this is going to be kicked into the wind, so it's going to be different from the last couple corners that we've seen so far.
Quincy Boehm here. And I wonder, that's a great high kick in, though, despite, like you said, against the wind, looking into the sun as well, but a real serious foot sending that out there. And while a chance didn't happen, the Pioneers maintained possession.
Total momentum in possession of the ball and, of course, in the middle side of the game by the Pioneers so far, Nick.
Fiona Bullman from the right side again, trying to find somebody up front.
And they're kind of overpassing the ball and is not finding anyone. They're passing to an area as opposed to passing to a person. And that is not being successful so far for the River Rats.
Right, there's not necessarily anything wrong with that strategy if you've got your other attackers on the same page going there first. I think you need to call, as the pass-e, you need to know that this person wants to do that.
Especially this time of the season. You've been playing a lot of minutes, so you definitely have, the cadence down of your teammates and your opponent. You would hope.
I was just about to add, you would hope that you've got that rapport, that you've got that mental connection amongst players.
Now Huron really has to do a good job of this possession. Take some pressure off of Pinsky.
Yeah, Pinsky sent that one out. Pinsky not helping herself, though. Even that kick didn't seem to be going to anyone in particular was the problem.
Even in its technique on that kick, it seemed like she dropped the ball a little bit too high and didn't get enough steam on the ball while she kicked it.
Yeah, the drop kick, not the strongest form, not the strongest fundamental on there. But again, she's young. She seems to be learning almost on the fly. So if we see her with another drop kick opportunity, we might see something a little stronger on the next one.
Wholesale line change there for the Pioneers. They got some fresh legs out there.
Sandstrom coming up from the left side that time.
Corner, Pioneer.
I think Chloe Rink.
Yeah, we haven't seen Rink. That's her first time out there.
There's the
quick
short and sweet way to do it, and almost another give and go opportunity. Smart pass in there by Borgsdorf.
Yeah, Pioneer wastes no time to putting that ball back in play.
No, they're excited to get back after it. They are making some really good passes, sharp passes, even short, slightly longer, and they are well aware of where their teammates are. Fancy footwork up here by Tyndall.
Yeah, she's kind of dropped back a little bit. At first she was, straight up midi, and now she's kind of playing it back. And I think she did change positions.
There's this one ahead to Mina Layson. Layson trying to get after that one, but cut off by number 7.
Another one of the young players on the squad for the Pioneers, another freshman out there, I believe, because we don't even have her on our roster.
Well, she's earned a spot out there for sure. Even if she's not on the roster, earned a spot in Game of the Week's hearts.
Yeah, and I think she actually took the place of McDonald, because you see McDonald just taking a seat on the bench there.
Only 12:22 to go here in this first half.
Well, you can see everybody on this Pioneer bench all bundled up. They're trying to stay warm down there, sticking close together.
Yeah, there you go, getting a little jacket there at the end. Yeah, I mean, when you're out there and running around, it's great. When you ain't, it's a problem.
Yeah, especially after you've been out there, too. You got a little lather going on, and then you go out and you sit down. Not the kind of weather you would think you'd see at the end of April.
No, definitely not. Again, not expecting a heat wave, but you're also not expecting something quite this chilly by this point in the game. This is March weather for soccer or baseball, spring sports.
I always say these spring sports, they have it tough out of all the seasons because, fall, you catch some of the summer heat still in that first month, and then of course indoors you're not catching any of the weather. But this spring, I mean, you get some cancellations, and then you get some inclement weather and the actual coldness of the inclement weather as well.
Yeah, that's the thing. The inclement weather could be rain, or it could be snow, or it could be too cold to play.
You see the coaches even have on some big, long coats down there on the sideline.
Coaches ain't moving at all, right? Like, at least the players, they could be up and down doing some jumping jacks, staying warm, keeping those hamstrings loose. But no coaches are going to be running around. So, yeah, they need the long jacket.
Definitely better passing going on by the Pioneers. You can see that the River Rats, they're passing the ball behind their players. Poor communication so far in this first half by the Rats.
Overly aggressive play by Quincy Boehm there. Boehm knocked down her defensive counterpart. Now the Rats got a chance to put one into it. Nice foot into the middle and actually at one of her teammates, so that's huge. But that one scoots off and then cross-field pass. Yeah, switching fields there.
I thought Tyndall actually almost handballed that one. It was very close. Ouch, that one came in a low kick, and that was 15. Sano. She really got her leg tied up a little bit on this last play here. She's going to have to take a breather.
Yeah, that got her, looked like it was knee-ish area. And, yeah, she's coming out of her own power, but still a tough go. Nobody needs a cleat to the knee at any point, especially in this cold.
Grzinski coming in for her to replace, and right in the middle of the action right away.
Yeah, no time like the present. Baptism by fire. Get out there, get in the mix, make a name for yourself, make something happen.
Let's see if we got a replay on this last action here coming in. I don't think this was it. So we'll get back to live.
Strangely enough, we go back to live, and it's the Pioneers with the ball.
Yeah, and I mean, you can just put that on replay because that's all you've been saying is this first half. Pioneers, if they don't have the ball, they're either throwing it in or doing a corner. They've been the only team with corners. I believe they've had 4 so far this first half. So to compound the issues for the River Rats, they're even making fouls.
More sharp passing there by the Pioneers. That's just 2 series in a row of the Pioneers in this near side on the low end of your screen. Short 6-7 yards, bang, bang passes to get up the field and try to get the River Rats defense just out of sorts. And they've really accomplished it.
Yeah, they're not going just north and south. You're right on the zigzagging of the passing. They're having the River Rats turn their head and body, trying to find out who's open. And the communication, you can hear it on our field camera down there. It's louder on the Pioneer side than it is right now for the Huron girls.
Yeah, these Huron midfielders are flummoxed. I don't have a better word for it. That's just what it is. They're turning around. They don't know where the ball's going, and it's just banging around, pinballing around off of these Pioneer feet. There's a nice left foot opportunity there. And Pinsky, with some awareness, lets that one go. But, man, if that's me, I don't know. I'm picking that one up. That was real close.
Another young athlete out there for the Pioneers. 9 is not on our roster as well, too. I'm going to have to get on Coach Andy. He sent me a roster so quick. Maybe he forgot a couple names. Brought some up from the JV, and the JV really handled the River Rats before this match, 8-0.
Haste
Ouch.
makes waste, Coach. Ouch is right, though. Header off to the left there. Number 20 was the recipient there. Oh, no. Oh, there he goes. Yes, Alexis Akitas. Akitas a freshman, though.
Oh, okay. There we go. And this is something that Coach Irving can do is go a little younger when you're up 2-0 on your opponent in the first half. You can go deep in that bench.
Yeah, that's so huge to get your younger players out there and get real experience, real league experience against real league players. I mean, it just does so much for their conditioning and for them to figure out the pacing of the game, because the pacing of soccer from level to level is so much different, JV to varsity or that middle school to any sort of high school. So getting out there and seeing it and experiencing at a younger age is a huge boon.
Nothing like live action.
Tyndall working it hard, smartly tries to go off to the right, cuts off that pass before going in and stealing the ball away, and she's got a nice look going in, sends it over to her fellow attacker, but that one jumped over her foot.
How many times you said this? Bennett, number 4 for the Pioneers, another freshman. I mean, they've had a lot of younger players on this squad, and that really is getting them some good action going into the postseason in a couple weeks.
I thought that was going to be a corner, but that one went out off to the side.
Finally, the sun is beaming through, and that's warming up the field.
Now it's right in my eyes. So I get what I ask for, but it is handicapped me a little bit out here. Pioneers continue their quality passing. But now a little bit of a forecheck from these River Rats, and this is the thing that I'm thinking that they've been wanting to do this whole way.
Yeah, at least like we were talking about a couple minutes ago, keeping the ball out of their attack. You know, get it down into the scoring area for your team and just move the field up. You always are talking about move your triangles up, and that's exactly what Huron needs to do right now, work with their other teammates.
Well, and if they could get that forecheck going a little bit, the Pioneers, they've just been so calm, cool, and collected with their passing this entire game. If the River Rats can muck it up a little bit, get them a little out of sorts, I think that could go a long way for at least getting them some stronger opportunities.
Yeah, you can tell Pioneers playing with a lot of confidence. You know, they not just with their scoring opportunities, but with their passing and their overall running up and down the pitch.
Yeah, they've got to feel good about themselves with, like you said, the amount of passes that they've connected on. I don't know what the percentage is, but it's high. It's very high, and it, you know, they've put some pace on these passes as well. So yeah, they are confident, and the more confident you are, the more confident you'll be to take the next bold move. There's a bold kick ahead to Tyndall. Tyndall only got one player in front of her, but they're going to call her offside.
So close.
That was real close.
So close. I like the thought process, though, for the River Rats. I mean, you're only going to get so many opportunities to get this ball in behind the defense and put the pressure on the ref.
Yeah, she was definitely past Christina Fortini. Couple of feet past, I would say. So you gotta wait for that ball to get sent, and we'll see if they can do that on the next time throw. Still 3:38 to go in the first half. Plenty of time to make something happen if you're the Rats.
Boy, Bennett's out there as a freshman. She's playing aggressive on the defense and getting back.
That's how you make a name for yourself, and that's how you get a little more playing time.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking as well, too.
There's an aggressive move for that. I think that's Esme Salinas again. We've seen a strong foot out of her, and she's not afraid to get out there and get physical either.
Man, that's going to leave a mark. Came right into the back of the kicker here.
Pioneers are getting ready to make a move after a nice kick moving in. Pinsky waits on it, watches it right into her mitts wisely, but that was a long kick.
And that was some good communication by the Huron defense. Nobody got in Pinsky's way. They allowed her to just eyeball that ball in.
Now the Rats appear to have a slight odd man rush coming up here. Nice pass on the ground. That was the type of pass that usually will connect. That was a good solid effort, good solid try there. But the Pioneer defense continues to come up big.
And they're doing a great job of fending off of the attacker from the River Rats when they're coming and keeping the body and the ball and the River Rat defender are behind them so they can gain and keep possession. Yeah, here's a good steal.
Tyndall, instead of keeping it herself, trying to send that one into the middle. And I wonder if maybe some selfish play needs to pop up here from these attackers or from Tyndall. I know you want to get it out to your teammates who may be moving, but it just seems like those passes, that last pass isn't connecting for him.
Yeah.
Maybe if I can just kick it up to myself a bit.
Exactly. And again, it seemed like she was playing it to her weak side, so she can play it back to her strong side. Maybe work that momentum up to the right side of her where she can unleash that right leg because, man, she's got a big howitzer leg.
Yep. Down to the final 90 seconds here of this first half of a suddenly sunny and bird-filled Riverbank Stadium.
Was that an eagle?
I do not think it was. There's nobody from Skyline out here. But nonetheless, no, I really think those are killdeers. I'm not going to lie.
Got a good eye.
We had killdeers on our
1
soccer
minute
field.
remaining.
They are very protective of their nests and their young, which they put under dirt.
That was a screech. Man, I didn't know we were going to get a little bit of bird knowledge out here.
Is that ornithology? Is that what the knowledge of birds is? "37 seconds now as the ball continues to be played midfield, which seems to be just the court for the Pioneers. They have no problem. Their midfielders are adept at moving it out of that area and into the attacking area position.
They got to close that gate over there. That ball went under the stands. Come on.
Under the stands, out to Fuller Road. It's free now. It's free. Time slowly ticking down here on this first half. A mere 6 seconds to go before we get that horn, most likely. Obviously, the officials have the final word on that. But there is the half horn here from Riverbank Stadium, where the Pioneers find themselves up with a, dare I say, commanding 2-goal lead over
Definitely.
the River Rats.
I mean, from the beginning, from that Penske, let's say just a mistake, but outside of that, it's just definitely been all Pioneer this first half. Huron's really going to have to really get in and get some good orange slices and regroup coming out here for this second half if they want to get back into this match.
We've had some great hard-fought Game of the Weeks lately, so maybe just knowing that we're up here and our camera ops are out there, the River Rats can rally and make something happen, but only one way to find out, so stick around for more Game of the Week on CTN Sports.
Are you looking to take your videos from boring to extraordinary? Well, with a little help from editing, you can get there. We'll teach you how to edit footage from our CTN laptops with professional programs like Final Cut Pro. Or we could give you some pointers on basic cell phone editing. If this looks like something you'd be interested in, contact CTN.
I'm Dana Denha, host of Ann Arbor's news magazine program, FYI. Tune in every week for new episodes featuring a variety of topics on the city and county.
Hi, I'm Mitch with CTN. Did you know CTN is available on both Android and iOS platforms for free?
That's right. You can find us on the Cablecast app. Just look up CTN and all your favorite local programs are right at your fingertips. But that's not all. CTN is also on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire TV. If this is for you, visit a2gov.org/CTN. Then navigate to the About tab for instructions on how to set it up on your device. And subscribe to our YouTube channel, where you can watch our live meetings and all of our CTN-produced programs at youtube.com/CTN Ann Arbor. So come watch CTN, where we aim to connect, create, and communicate.
And welcome back, everybody. Sorry to interrupt any of your bird watching, but we've got second half action ready to go. Pioneers getting ready to kick off. All Pioneers in that first half, yeah?
Pioneers and an eagle. I mean, is that you're the bird guy? What is that?
I'm pretty sure it's a falcon.
Is it a falcon?
Sure.
Why not?
Yeah, we'll call that a falcon. And sadly, I hate to say this to you, but I'm pretty confident he's hunting rats.
Yeah, I was going to say, and who hasn't been today? I mean, the Pioneers came out, and they were sniffing the cage early, got on the board with about 3 minutes and 45 seconds in, and they hadn't let up, and this is what we've been seeing a lot of, is just the Pioneers just pushing and pushing and pushing up the field and sniffing out some rats.
I teed that one up for you.
I appreciate
and man,
it.
crushed it.
Thank you.
Absolutely crushed it. Here we can see a replay on that last up high play. That could have been a handball.
Yeah, again, a little bit of handsy going on by the Pioneers there, pushing down Carruthers. That's a big push, getting hurt out.
Not an easy push. And there's one of the few times that we've seen the Pioneer keeper come up with it here.
Have we said her name?
I don't believe we have. I think that was a great time to mention Molly Burke. Exactly right.
There she is. Been lonely. Get a little FaceTime, Molly.
I think she might be doing some bird watching down there too. She could tell you
got
what
time
the
on
kind
her
of
hands,
falcon,
right?
yeah.
And that's had to be what the coaching staff of Huron was talking about. Some of the times when they gained possession of the ball, that their passes were just not even near one of their players. They're passing to areas as opposed to passing to even leading a player in the right direction. So they need to clean up a lot to get back into this match. That'll help out there, a little bit of contact.
40-minute halves in the high school ranks. We're down to 38th minute right now.
And you even saw, Nick, out of the first half, Pioneer going to the bench more. I think it was only one substitution for Huron, so they had some maybe tired legs out there as well. So the people that are out there on the field now really have to take command if you're a River Rat fan.
And you can see Carruthers there trying to walk something off. She looked a little stiff coming through there.
And she's taking it, a lot of bumps and bruises. She's giving out some dinks as well, too. So, I mean.
Yeah, that's the drawbacks of being the physical type player like she seems to be, right? And especially on a cold day, those bumps and those even like small knee knocks are going to be that much more painful. You're going to feel them that much longer on a day like today. There's Tyndall wisely passing it back and tried to get one forward for number 9, Morgan Randall. And here we see the Rats at least being aggressive in this midfield area. They just need to make one more pass or make one more move to find some open space.
Yeah, again, I would still like to see that spacing be a little bit further apart from each other. But you're right. I like the way that they were passing to one another to begin the second half.
And there's a nice send pass in there from number 9.
Yeah, it's going to be an offsides, though. And I believe that was another freshman, Atticus, that was offsides. But they have her listed as a defender. And if she's a defender being offsides well up there, maybe she's in a different position.
Very, very possible that they might be I mean, they're switching out players. They're getting young players in. Maybe they're switching their positions too. Hey, you're pretty fast. Why don't you go up and play attack a little bit? I certainly doubt that she's on defense here today. But maybe. I will say that these Pioneer defenders continue to just be stout players and doing a great job of covering their man. Look at those Pioneer defenders keeping up with the attackers, not giving even an inch of space. Meanwhile, the Pioneer midfielders continue to make great passes. Carruthers, though, just bludgeons her way through to try to make something happen for her teammates.
That's the bull in the china shop right now. I mean, she took one of the Pioneer players down on her backside, using her backside, and then again had an opportunity to press the ball up. But unfortunately for the Riverettes, no attackers moving towards the cage.
And when you do play an aggressive game like that, you really change your opponent's mindset. Once you knock somebody down once, now that's in your head a little bit, right? You're thinking about what kind of move do I need to make to not have that happen again, or even maybe I can make this work against them, but I've got to be ready for the consequences if I don't make the thing happen.
And it's got to hurt just a little bit more when it's only 50 degrees outside today.
Yeah, probably a little bit. It's probably 42 degrees with the wind chill.
Whoa.
Randall there getting in on the aggressive train. And there's Tyndall trying to find an opening, sends it out into the middle, but scoots over 2 of her attackers' feet.
Yeah, Kim inside. She looked like she had an opportunity to play that ball, but it kind of scooted, like you said, off the carpet and never came up where she was playing it.
And now the Riverettes finally doing a nice job of finding some space. They seem to be spaced out more, making those longer passes, still hitting the feet, and that opens up something like that. I know it didn't work there, but if they run that play a couple of more times, good things are going to happen for the Riverettes.
And you can see the Pioneer defense on that play sagged a little bit, only with one. Actually, they had 4 almost defenders back on that back line.
Yeah, and it was because of those extra defenders that I don't think that either of those attackers for the Riverettes could get through.
A little bit of changing up of just the strategy, I think, by the Pioneers as well, by Coach Irvin.
Well, there we go, a little bit more contact right at the 40-yard line. Randall and number 7. Oh, yeah, that's right, 7. She's the freshman. She's just number 7. But again, we like the way she's playing. She's playing really hard. And if you are indeed a freshman out there, you're playing off that contact. That's great. Good for you.
I like her reaction to that play, hands up in the air. She really thought that that ball should have gone her way. Her aggressive style is infectious out there for all the players. Wow, that's a good kick.
That's a great job up to Tyndall, playing it to herself. Now she's got it out there, but the Pioneer D just cut that one off.
Now this might be the first corner for the Riverettes coming up here. We hadn't seen that in the first half, and that comes from that aggressive kick to trigger that play. And then Tyndall just really putting on the gas pedal to get that ball into an opportunity for the Riverettes for the real first scoring opportunity of this match.
Yeah, smart play by Tyndall to play that up to herself. She knows she's got the speed, but it was a really aggressive defensive play by Marisol Bennett to come in there. And now it looks like we've got number 19 here. Bella Shemke is about to take the corner. Low skidding kick. Received out front, turn shot, but stopped by those Pioneer defenders. Just a wall out there in front of Molly Burke.
I was going to say that Burke has to go out and give some kudos to her defenders because she's not really seen any kind of quality shot on that cage.
Great play by Burke to corral that and then find her player and send it up to them. The Pioneers waste no time transitioning from defense to offense.
The depth is really causing some issues for the River Rats. I mean, you know, these line changes that the Pioneers have been employing out on the River Rats is really, you know, just not just the speed, but the amount of extra energy that the extra changes and the substitutions are bringing to the table for the Pioneers have been a big difference.
Nice play over there to number 9 for the Pioneers.
And that was a good pass there. It looked like it was Faulkner. Fulcher coming in, Nicole, on that play, and looks like that's going to lead to another corner coming up for the Pioneers. I think that's going to be Rink is going to trigger it. Is that 15?
We'll say yes. There it is, right you are. Chloe Rink sent that one high.
A little too much air on that one. She was trying to bend it back inside and never really turned. Boy, this sun is wreaking havoc on the announcers right now.
It is. There's a lot of shine coming off of that field. It's at just the right spot. I feel like I'm doing limbo here, or some sort of like samba dance, just to get the correct line of sight and not make myself blind. I'm not complaining. Look, this is not a tough job, but this is what's happening down there. And you know what? There's got to be a little bit of that with the players down on the field as well. Not for Rink, though. She got that one and sent in just a little too soft, and Annie Pinsky scooped that one up.
I tell you, you take that first goal away from Pinsky, and she's done an admirable job in the cage for the River Rats. She's played a couple balls down to the turf in front of her, and again, it was just a silly mistake. And I'm sure she'd say the same thing to begin the game.
Oh yeah, she for sure wants that one back, and that's the lesson, right? Is you got to come out and be as prepared as humanly possible right from the go. And I'm sure she'll look back on it, and she's going to keep playing this throughout her career. And she'll have this one as a lesson and just be a stronger player moving forward because of it. There's another one over Rink's head.
Now the action kind of moving upfield, and the River Rats really, again, their defense has been solid. You know, the Pioneers, their execution has been superior, but the Huron defense, they really step up when they have an opportunity. They've gotten way too many opportunities, really.
Nice pass, nice one more look, and there's one of the very first shots, really probably the best shot for the River Rats so far.
Yeah, and I believe that was Grace Gillespie, number 6, or no, that was Tall, Ashley Tall, freshman Ashley Tall on the kick, and Burke did a great job of just coming out, cutting off the angle, and just chesting that ball up.
And the thing about that shot, and maybe due to being a player as young as she was on that side, she did kick it with her right foot from that angle. You figure if she's a little bit more experienced, maybe she gets a left foot on that.
A little bit more confidence, too, and when she gets older, she'll know that the angle will be changed if she's using that opposite foot.
Exactly right. And even if you don't get as much power with that left foot, just the spin you're going to put on it and the arc you're going to put on it from that angle is just vastly superior to trying to swivel your hips and kick with your natural foot. Easy for me to say up here, but
yeah, you've done it before. That was a great move there by Borgstorff, and she's done that a couple times where she's pirouetted backwards and changed the field of play by going across field with her pass.
27:50 to go here in this one as the sun slowly going down.
Yeah, we got a thick cloud overhead now. That'll help us out up here.
Rink one more time on the outside, just begging for another attacker to come up and help her, but 2 River Rat defenders in her grill the whole way.
And Rink is not short for her animation after a play is over. She's done a good job, too, of pumping the gas. Sometimes she's going full speed, and then sometimes she's slowing down, and sometimes we see the sun, and sometimes we don't.
Yeah, with Rink, though, you're right. You kind of know where she stands, when she's happy, when she's less than thrilled with things. She's definitely got to be one of those players down there that is a strong communicator, and her teammates definitely appreciate that, especially number 7, trying to get that over there.
Yeah, that was a good lead.
There's Tyndall to Tall. Tall, one more pass up to Mina Layson. Layson sent off one more time to Tall, but that one doesn't quite get there.
Yeah, good job getting back in the action was number 7 for the Pioneers and bumping Tall off of the ball as her momentum was taking her to the cage. Watch this, coming in and helping out Molly Burke once again by just a little nudge.
And you're right about that, too. It's one thing for her to stick her foot in there and knock the ball away, but that extra contact at the end is going to disrupt everything. That said, that was probably the best passing and quality opportunity sequence for the Rats so far. So they've got some momentum going on their side right now.
And this match isn't over. If they can build off it, one goal will really put the pressure back on the Pioneers.
Yeah, one goal just makes everybody else think about what could be happening. You get those midfielders, maybe they become a little less aggressive after that goal is given up. Maybe those defenders are a little bit more on their heels, and maybe that goaltender isn't quite so confident once one goes by. But as we've talked about Pioneers goaltender Burke, she might be not confident, just bored.
A little bit. Not too many opportunities for the River Rats to keep her involved into this match. Hayden coming in now for, I believe that she took out Chloe Rink.
Worm burner free kick up the middle, and the Pioneers, their midfield just continues to be the more aggressive of the two, and the just maintaining possession through that aggressiveness.
Yeah, and I like the way that they're playing off of instinct, and sometimes it's that extra thinking is getting in the way of the Huron squad because they're a little bit slower to those plays. When the instinct kicks in for the Pioneers, they're a lot more aggressive and confident in what they're doing.
There's a long one up ahead to Tyndall. Tyndall again trying to take advantage of the slightest of openings where they're there.
Ashley Tall only by name because she was a little bit short on that play, coming in and banging the Pioneer defender from the back.
There's Lacey from the left side, see if she can make a move to get in, but no, another stout defensive effort. Marisol Bennett listed as a freshman, but man, she's playing that sweeper defensive role like a really veteran player. She's been on both sides. She's cutting off angles really well, extremely aggressive, but not leaving her goaltender out to hang. I really like what I've seen from Bennett.
Second opportunity for a corner for him, the River Rats coming up. See if they can get a good ball in the air.
Slider, that one got just underneath the crossbar as far as height goes. And there's another quality opportunity for the Rats, just punching that one in.
Definitely have been playing a lot more confidently and a lot more sound the River Rats have been in this second half. And they're getting rewarded with some opportunities. You keep doing that and you might find the back of that cage.
Yeah, and I think she just couldn't pull the trigger there. Ashley Tall, as that one came down, she couldn't figure out where to send that or where the bounce might be. There's Tyndall now holding possession. She's got several Pioneers out in front of her before deciding to put a foot on it. And that was worth a try because that one had a lot of English on it, a lot of spin. It just spun right into Molly Burke.
Yeah, and she was looking for Layson, and Layson really didn't put any kind of effort into that play. And you can see on this play here a little bit too much contact coming in from the backside, again from the River Rats. A little bit of a trip.
Yeah, Tall got her with the hip there, and that knocked the underneath out of her, but it didn't seem like she was overly aggressive. The problem is that her opposing player went down when she hit.
Exactly,
that was
wrong
the problem.
time for that.
Pioneer defense stepping up to maintain possession and make those passes forward to those midfielders. There's Carruthers sending that one up to Tyndall. Tyndall getting a handle on it before sending it forward to Layson. Layson trying to get around that defender, but cannot do it. Marisol Bennett.
Yeah, another freshman doing very well. Skilled play there by using her body and speed to get in between the goal and the Huron attack.
Pioneers trying to keep possession and try to hold off these River Rat attacks.
And mount one of their own. Haven't really seen a lot out of the Pioneers in this second half.
No, their offense has sputtered down a little bit. There's Sandstrom. We called her name an awful lot in that first half when they were on the attack a little bit more, so I wonder if she's trying to get things going. But yeah, it seems like these midfielders are just there's different personnel out there, and they're not getting the party started the way they did in that first half. And that's created a few opportunities for these River Rats.
I love the effort here in this second half for the River Rats. They really came out and are playing a different style of ball, and communication has really picked up as well too.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think whatever was discussed at halftime, just making these players aware they need to be spaced out more. They need to have their heads up to make a couple. Just 2 solid passes in a row can open up a whole world in front of you. And I think that once they saw that that was possible early on, they've really taken advantage of it and made the most of it here in the second half.
Schminsky and McDonald coming back in. McDonald now, she's playing up as a midi. She was playing defense, I believe. No, she was. She was playing as attacker in the first half.
Yeah, but what the Pioneers have done, what they've accomplished, the players for the most part sticking in their zones, but they are kind of like an amoeba. They're out there a little bit. They're moving into different areas in order to accomplish different things. Moving up to start the offense or being aggressive on the forecheck.
And it kind of looks like Pioneers really getting back in some of their scoring that they put on the bench. Ortega just came back in, and she's been sitting down for a while. And she was really one of the difference makers to begin this game.
Yeah, and I wonder if you're going to see a few more offensive opportunities by the Pioneers started off by her, because again, so much of it started with that quality play from the midfield. And we've got somebody, I don't think she's hurt. She seems like she's just unwrapping a knee brace maybe.
Yeah, and I don't know. It looks like she did kind of twist her knee just a little bit because she's not getting up fast. And we've been talking about how Carruthers has been taking a lot of contact. They are trying to put that brace back on and maybe wrap it back up, and kind of like in basketball where you twist an ankle, just pull those shoestrings up a little bit tighter.
Yeah, I completely agree with that, because the first thing she did was just get it off. And I don't think it's necessarily because anything's bloated or swollen down there. I think it just might have been off kilter. So let's get this thing off. Let's get it back the way it's supposed to be. You're right.
Although she is walking off very gingerly on this one. Man, we've had some great matches this spring season.
Yeah, if you want to see some great game of the week action, this spring has really been it for you. You're right. We've seen some close games. We've seen some overtime. We've seen some heated rivalries. Outside, cold, heat, in the pool, everything else. Yeah, it's been a great one, partner.
Loved it. And some say might be my last one.
You brought it up. I was going to gingerly walk into it. I certainly hope not. It's not like I'm never going to see you again, man. But Kevin Bryant, we've worked together for 12, 13 years.
It's up there.
Yeah, and I can't say enough good things about a teammate like you. You come prepared. You make everybody around you better. And more than that, you're just a good dude to work with. And like I said, we do stuff in other avenues as well, so it's not like this is goodbye, but this is definitely a loss for CTN's game of the week.
Well, I've been having a great time over these last 22 years that I've been talking on the microphone. Since 2004, I've been doing games, and if this is, because my producer says it probably won't be, if this is the last game, it makes sense to be over at Riverbank Stadium to call it quits.
That's a good way to go out. That's right. In the place where you definitely belong. You made a name for yourself as a younger gentleman, and looking out up at this height at your alma mater, down on this field that you did not play at, that I just found out for the first time last week.
This was a grassy knoll back in the day, or a parking lot. I'm not sure what they call it, but it's about time.
This guy bleeds River Rat green and gold. And after all of that emotional outpouring, still got 17:49 to go. And your Rats, though, again, they've got some chances here, and they still have a lot they can build on. However, with these midfielders from the Pioneers coming back in, they're going to try to squash that as quickly as possible.
And I think that's why we saw that substitution come back in. We were just mentioning before the subs that the offense has been stagnant for the Pioneers the second half. And, this is an opportunity here.
Off the outside pole, Ayla Tyndall right there. Man, big chance there for Tyndall.
Boy, you see Molly Burke come out of the cage, misplays it, and then she gets tangled up with one of her defenders and is unable to get back into the action. Here she comes into the picture, loses her footing, and then I thought that this one was going to be a centering pass as opposed to shooting for the goal. But, I think Tyndall just got excited to see that cage without Burke back there.
Yeah, I think you're right. Tyndall got ahead of that defender, and I think she just got a little too excited about where she should go.
That was a layup. Missed opportunity for Huron to really get back into this match.
Missed opportunity, but an opportunity nonetheless, which is one thing better than they had going in that first half. Still 16 minutes to go here in this one. The Pioneers, I'm sure, would love to add at least one more for safety's sake.
Yeah, it's double-fold that Carruthers is on the bench, one of the captains for the River Rats, because she's been one of the stout defenders in the middle of the action. If not bouncing the ball upfield, bouncing Pioneers to the turf. Sun trying to make an appearance once again, causing havoc on our camera people up there. Going from filter to filter.
Pinsky sent that one high, though. That was a much better drop kick than we saw from her about 15-20 minutes ago, though. So as we correctly mentioned, that she learned from that last one and has improved already.
Yeah, and I would say, again, just, she started off the match, just probably wasn't dialed in to begin. But since then, she's definitely been a big reason why this is only a 2. Wow, that looks like a handball. Only a 2-0 lead for the Pioneers.
There's Burke trying to find that open player. As per usual, she does. Pioneers seemingly doing a good job of finding that open player, but that one went wide. Now we'll have a throw-in by the Rats, Grace Gillespie.
We'll get a couple substitutions coming in here.
There's Gillespie into the middle. I feel like that was not the best place to put that. There were so many Pioneers in there. So many Pioneers. And you had your one person in the lone in the middle of that.
I could sail. Oh, man, she took some contact. Yeah, it looked like, yeah.
That was an awfully late whistle, though. It felt like they weren't going to blow that whistle, even after she hit the deck.
I think he was waiting to see who gained possession. And then you can see here A little bit of contact, if those hands aren't on the backside, that doesn't get called.
I think you're exactly right. That's exactly the positioning. You're completely correct on that.
Now this is where Tyndall has to do a good job putting some air on this ball and allow it to travel to the net.
It'll be interesting where the wind is pushing down there as well. Indirect kick from way outside. Nice shot. Low hanging, though, is the problem. There's just, as another attacker, there's not a lot you can do with that.
Yeah, she really tried to put some steam on it, and that's kind of the way Pioneer got on the board to start this match.
Yeah, you never know what could happen with a bounce, but that just wasn't in the correct. It was way too high for you to get your leg up to kick and too low for a header, unless you want to get kicked in the schnoz. So you're just forced to watch that one skip, and inevitably the goalkeeper is going to pick that one up.
Here we go.
There's Tyndall spinning away from those defenders before more Pioneers get back. And Tyndall's just going to play this one alone, I think, for a second.
Yeah, she's tried to get back to her strong side. Oh, misplay there.
And there's a boot in.
Yeah, again from the outside. That effort right there needed to be played to a teammate as opposed to playing it to the cage.
Yeah, Haley Sell, who we saw hit the turf just a couple of moments ago, opted to put the boot into that one.
Yeah.
Nice pass forward there, though. Layson trying her darndest to make something happen on the offensive side, but the Pioneers not giving her any room. And now this is where the Pioneers truly excel. Solid passes in position to position. That one down to Lizzie Wernamont.
Hayden goes right back into Wernamont. A little give and go action there.
Yeah, this is textbook fundamentals by the Pioneers again. We saw a lapse in this and for probably 15 to 20 minutes, but they are right back doing the things that they do so well.
Uh-oh, this could be trouble.
Got a battle right out in front, and a nice job of the goaltender, Annie Pinsky, getting out there. The agony of defeat right there, but quality opportunity for the Pioneers.
Yeah, and just coming into that action there, what was it, 9?
9.
Yeah, another freshman.
Must be, allegedly.
And again, the ball goes traveling well outside the field of play, and that's what Huron doesn't want to have happen right now because the clock's not going to stop. Even with the substitutions coming in, it's going to take a little bit more time off the clock.
And we'll have Ava Fortini here from the corner.
And it kind of looks like the substitutions aren't over yet. It looks like Borgsdorf is at the table too, about to come back in. That corner was a little bit flat. Didn't have enough air under it.
Yeah, you got to wonder if the legs are just getting a little tired or maybe even a little tight at this point in the game.
Especially on a cool day.
Exactly right. Exactly right.
And we can see this corner. Does she stub it just a little? No, she got a little good foot on it, but just didn't get enough air up underneath. And a good job by Tyndall by dropping back into the coverage for the Riverettes.
And sometimes it is tough with the way these turf fields are that are crowned by the tracks, right? It's hard to get a good run and make sure that your feet are planted where they need to be.
Yeah, and again, it looks like she was trying to put a little bit of English on that ball and not enough air. Here on now under 10 minutes, need to really get some action going.
I would say that the Riverettes have been the more aggressive team in the second half, so maybe with the clock ticking down, that's going to double that aggressiveness.
Uh-oh.
And here they got out front. Nice shot off the corner. Amazing job of getting ahead and putting a solid foot on that Millie Sandstrom.
Man, Sandstrom had a good opportunity, and look where she was trying to go upstairs, cross cage, and the ball just caught a little bit of air because it looks like that's where the breeze is coming from right now, and it just kept floating. And you can see, just let that ball get away from me, Pinsky. I did not want to get in the way and do anything wrong because the ball was just going to float away on its own.
In all seriousness, though, that is one of the better shots and created opportunities that I've seen in a few years. Boys or girls. That was a great job of skirting two defenders, getting it to yourself, but not too much, and then kicking that left-footed all in stride and just couldn't come up with it. So frustrating.
And you can tell that's off of a lot of confidence because like you were talking about earlier in this match, not trying to play it to your strong side. Play it to the side where the ball is at.
Here we've got a River Rat substitution. That's Charlotte Wright coming in. Right for Gillespie by the looks of things. Might be it for Gillespie in this one. She looks like she's going to go over and stand by Mia Carruthers.
Yeah, and Gillespie's played the entire match. I wouldn't doubt that that tank's on AE right now as well.
Yeah, maybe goes over, grabs one of those jackets, and chills out here for the remainder of this one. There's a nice job by Tyndall going into the passing lane and sending that one in. Save Molly Burke, though, on her heels. She comes up with that one. Double palms knocks that one down. Great opportunity and even better save.
Yeah, just the effort there by Tyndall coming back in, and I like the way that she pressed it right onto the cage. And you said it, after the 10-minute mark, maybe Huron's going to find some extra energy to finish off this match and to get back into it.
River Rats doing their best to press the attack. That time, though, both of those players doing their best to not clang into each other. I wonder if they're both like, hey, let's calm down here. No more slamming into each other in this cold weather. Nobody else wants to hit the green anymore tonight.
And Borgsdorf going down to her knees on that last play there. She's been saying her name a lot today.
Yeah, Borgsdorf's had a really strong game.
You can see the defense there for Pioneer just setting up a strong wall, and they just shifted as the ball shifted over on the other side of the field. Every player in unison. A couple people are braving out this cold weather, breaking out the blankets probably in the trunks.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they were ever in the sun. Even when the sun comes out, I think that they were shadowed from the press box over there. And everyone knows that those metal benches are not the warmest thing. And there's one more. Oh, and that's a save. Burke saves it with her face.
Like Tyndall's really trying to crack the cage.
Yeah, we've seen her just all over this field, trying to start things as far back as the 35, 40-yard line.
And Burke has really done a great job of coming out of here and making sure that she's putting her body in harm's way. Every bit of her body there.
Yeah, and she caught that with her knee, not her face, thankfully. But, yeah, just the more aggressive player there is Tyndall. Yeah, aggressiveness rewarded tonight, but just not with a goal as of yet.
A lot of effort though, and this is the thing. She doesn't just score; she's passing to her teammates as well.
Yeah, she's trying to get everybody involved, and we especially saw that in the first half. She was doing her best to get people involved. There's that one sent just a little bit too far for Bowman.
I think Bowman was a little bit slow to the reaction on that play there. And look at who we see coming back out onto the field. 13's back out there.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, maybe she got the equipment straightened out, and she wants to finish strong as well.
Maybe the last time as a senior you're facing your crosstown rival, so you don't want to find yourself on the bench to end off the match.
You know, I really hope that that's the case, right? I think that you might be right, and I can feel that. You don't want to end just sitting there watching. You want to go out there, get one last shot, maybe get one last shot in.
And you can see there's they got to do something about putting some netting around this field, because that's taken another good 30 seconds off the clock for the River Rats. And you're under 5 minutes remaining, almost 4 minutes remaining in this match. And I think that last one, Nick, was a little bit of Tyndall being a little bit frustrated. You know, she's had so many opportunities to the cage where she banged that one with no one in the area. And that's really going to come back and haunt the River Rats. Is this going to be a little stoppage of play?
Yeah, we've got the official going over to the coach, Huron coach, to discuss things.
And I think it was his late substitution coming in that he can potentially be discussing and seeing if there's going to be some time added back to the clock.
Yeah, definitely. So right now the clock's saying 3:49, but we'll probably guess there's going to be a little bit more added on there.
Yeah, because you can see the official pointing towards the clock as he was discussing everything with the Huron bench.
Yeah, I'm going to say it might go back to 4:10, maybe 4:10, 4:12. Time will tell.
Yeah, see if we got some communication between the sideline and the press box, because haven't heard any announcing out of the press box for a while.
And I'm not seeing a whole lot of soccer either.
Nah.
That guy, though, we're getting there. We're getting there is probably what he'll say.
Yeah, and he always is in control, so if he wants to just roll it a couple seconds afterwards.
The trick is he doesn't have control of that horn, right? That is
exactly
a stadium thing anymore. It used to be, but back in my day, it was the officials that would blow the horn. They were the only ones that knew. They were the only ones that knew when the game was really going to end. So as a player, especially as a midfielder, you're always running
and
past.
Take a look now. Take a look now at that clock.
4:04. There it is. So I was dangerously close.
I think you're really close. I think it was 4:10 there before I pointed that out.
River Rats will take it. They'll take any extra moment that they can, because that's one more chance for them to get down and try to get one past Molly Burke.
Boy, Carruthers is really just doing yeoman's work, but I don't know if her tire is really up to the match.
Yeah, she's getting back, but you're right. It's clearly not full speed, but kudos to her for wanting to go out there and finish it out strong.
That's what a captain does.
Yeah.
Lead by example.
That's exactly right. So that, her fellow players can look up and say, and there's one right out in front, but missed. Big whiff there by Sandstrom. Sandstrom, who's had some amazing opportunities, just couldn't finish there. And another one skates through the hands.
That'll make it.
And a third goal for the Pioneers. I think that's Borgsdorf actually got credit for that one.
Yeah, Maya Borgsdorf. We've called her name out a bunch this second half about doing a couple pirouettes and some shots, going down and playing some defense in the mid. This time, the Pioneers just kept the ball in play. After this one right here comes off, great opportunity for this one to go right in for Sandstrom. Sandstrom just whipped it on that one. I think the ball bounced a little bit higher than she assumed it would.
Well, her leg went over it, though. She kicked over that. So, yeah, it definitely didn't go where she thought it was going to be, but just put a little too much into it. .238 to go here in this one.
That really took a lot of the steam out of all the action the River Rats were trying to mount here. And after the extra time put back onto the clock, Pioneers wasted no time in getting the ball back on their half of the field and putting it in the back of the cage.
Yeah, that was textbook momentum killer right there. There's that send into Bowman. Bowman hunting that one down, but can't quite get to that end line. We've seen that a few times, just a foot, just a hair past where she could get to.
You can tell how the Pioneers have been coached well when that ball goes out of play. Let's take our time before we're going to trigger it. Yeah, you can see Carruthers there. She's just slower than she was in the first half. Definitely something's going on with that knee.
Yeah, she still wants to get into the mix as much as possible, though. But yeah, making it back and trailing those Pioneer attackers, not with the speed that we saw in that first half.
Smartly to play it back to Burke. Maya Borgsdorf footwork. Man, she's fast.
Really quick, always, and she has that footwork with her head up at all times. She knows where the other players are, knows where the defenders are coming from, knows where her teammates are going.
Yeah. Looks like Solanas blew a tire on that one. She put her foot onto the ball at the wrong time, and she definitely is hobbling as she's going to the side. And it's an opportunity for the Riverettes. Come on, you can do something here. Fortunately, the Pioneers have just been so fast to the ball. They just waste no time in gaining possession to push it back up onto their offensive attack. And we're down to 20 seconds remaining, and you can see the slow walk. Look at the slow walk. Will somebody close that gate? That gate is still halfway open, and that will probably do it. We'll get one more play of action in, but the Pioneers again will come away with their second win over the Riverettes, 3-0. This time 3-1 earlier in the season, off of several early goals in the first half, and then that one in the second half to really close things down by Borgsdorf. So the Riverettes will find themselves on the losing end of this one. We'll take ourselves a short break, and we'll be back with our key player of the game up next on CTN's Game of the Week.
Two Pioneers converge on him as soon as he got about to the goal line.
Look at Denson just fighting people off as he takes it all the way upfield. And Denson's trying to get into it.
He might get a little something for his, his efforts there.
He did.
Thanks, Kevin. Down here after the game with Sophia, our key player of the game. You were shocked when I said, hey, you're the key player. Why so surprised?
Because she dropped it in.
Yeah. But nonetheless, you've got to fire one in. You've got to take those opening shots. So tell us about getting off to an early start here in this one. Why is that so important?
To keep up the confidence and keep going, it's nice to take shots even if they're not that great. So much of your game today started at the midfield. You guys are making really crisp passes. Tell me about knowing where all your teammates are and getting the offense going that way. It's all about communicating with each other, so I think we all communicate really well with each other, even though, I don't know.
And lastly, big win against the crosstown rival. It's their second win against them this season. Tell me what it means to beat the Rats.
It feels really good.
Yeah. There it is. Couldn't have been better myself. Kev, hopefully not for the last time, but maybe back to you, sir.
Well, maybe the final time, and I'm feeling good up here. Not feeling good for my hometown Rats coming on the bad side of this one, Nick, but great job for Sofia Ortega, our key player of the game, and congratulations as well to all of our camera people who did a great job, as always, out on into this crazy weather. So for my broadcast partner, Nick Wisniewski, maybe for my final time, I'm going to be signing off here on the CTN Sports Game of the Week. Thanks for watching, folks. Have a good night.